Hey everyone, Sean here, and today in this lovely video, it is that time of the year because not only the holidays are coming up, but of course the lovely, prestigious Game Awards has come back, and it has released its nominations for 2022. I'm going to go through them, vote for them for each category, maybe most of them, probably skip on some of the non-important ones, and we're going to have fun with this one. So as you can see, this is the game of the year indeed. That's the big one, of course. The choices here overall are pretty interesting for some of them, but you got 3 of them that are expected, which is Elden Ring, God of War, Ragnarok, and of course Horizon. So, Plague Tale I'm not too familiar with beyond the promotions that I've seen or trailers that I've seen and like the reviews I've seen with some people. But okay, I guess. And then Stray, I didn't expect that to be actually for game of the year, but of course it'll probably be like more of a indie game of the year type of stuff. But game of the year, okay, good for that. Good for Stray. Good for the people who made Stray and the people who love playing it. I know a couple of friends that have, and so they're probably happy with that. Xenoblade is kind of an unexpected one, but then again, some JRPGs have made it onto this category over the years, including, I think Tales of Arise was one of them, if I can call correctly. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so it is what it is, I guess. So good on Xenoblade Chronicles to even, make it on here, so it's actually pretty cool. So with that, who do I think is going to win? That's kind of a tough one between at least 2 of them. Maybe 3, but definitely 2 of them. I think it's either going to be Elden Ring or God of War. Likely one that could kind of take it, like steal it, quote unquote, could be Horizon. Now, I personally would like to see Stray win it just because it's funny. It would be pretty funny. But I think to be a little more realistic, I think it's going to be between Elden Ring and God of War, Ragnarok. Just because of all the praise it's been getting for these 2 games. While Horizon, yeah, technically, fidelity, all that stuff, graphical fidelity, pretty good and all that stuff seems like, but I didn't see a whole lot of like overwhelmingly good opinions about it, like, oh my god, it's so good, that sort of thing. I see it more with Elden Ring. A lot of people were talking about it on Twitter, and God of War is like the new hotness, right? Even when Horizon came out, I didn't see too much on the game. So, but hey, not exactly the most accurate thing to go off of, but that's just my experience anyway. But the one I'm actually going to vote for is Xenoblade, just because it's JRPG and I love JRPG. So, I'll stick up to Xenoblade, but if I'm gonna have to pick one who actually is going to win, I'm just gonna say I think Elden Ring will win it. Even though it is a Sony game for God of War, I feel like Elden Ring could take it, but it's gonna be a close race, I feel, between the 2 in terms of who's going to actually win the award. So let's go to the next category. It's kind of different this time around. Let's see. So best game direction, similar lineup, except for Immortality. It's going to be a little hard for me because I have not played any of these games at all, funny enough. And so I'm going to just kind of wing it a little bit here, but kind of see why, right? Why these games are on here. I can definitely see why. I'm just going to go for Elden Ring just because I haven't played any of these games, but whatever. But okay, so when it comes to best narrative, okay, that's kind of interesting. Again, similar lineup from the game of the year, but Immortality's on here. Probably just gonna go with God of War, because go through here. I can't really say who's gonna win, but art direction, that's interesting. Scorn, I feel like could be one of them, but I haven't heard too many good things about when it comes to the gameplay side of things. So, art direction. I'm just gonna go for Stray, just because I haven't voted for Stray, and I do like looking at it, just because it's a little more up my alley. Oh, this one, best score in music. That's kind of a robbery on this one, in my opinion, because I felt like Sonic could have been here for that. I don't know about Plague. Elden Ring has some pretty big music. I don't know about God of War. Xenoblade had some pretty good music. I heard a little sample of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So, I'm just gonna go for this one. This is a little more up my alley, which is Xenoblade Chronicles 3 for best score in music. Audio design. Okay. This is either gonna have to go to two games that I'm like a little more familiar with, which is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 or Gran Turismo with the cars and everything. I do like the car sounds in Gran Turismo 7. Are they the best? That's a little, it is debatable for sure, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and vote for Call of Duty because from what I've heard, it's pretty good. Literally heard. All right, best performance. Let me see. So we got Ashley Bird, Charlotte McBurney, Christopher Judge, of course, Manon Gage, and Sonny Soljic. Well, I'm familiar with Christopher Judge most, so I'm just gonna go with that one as my gut instinct. He is pretty good Kratos, so I'd say. Games for Impact. Endling, just because I see Foxes on here. That's how I'm gonna do it. Okay. Best ongoing game. Oof. Apex Legends, yes, of course. Destiny 2, okay. Final Fantasy 14, okay. Fortnite, alright. Genshin Impact, As much as I do like Genshin Impact, I don't like the fact that they just openly said that they're gonna like omit a group of players within Genshin Impact about the whole endgame thing. So I'm gonna honestly throw that towards the Apex Legends because that's the only other game that I actually play. But I wouldn't be so opposed for Final Fantasy 14 to win it, just because I still have friends who do play that game. So I'd be fine with that. So sorry, Genshin Impact, but that's how I feel about it. Best indie game. Okay, so there's Cult of the Lamb, Neon White, Sifu, Stray, or Tunic. Okay, so just because I already vote for Stray, I'm gonna go for Sifu because it did look cool. I was very much considering playing at the time, but I think it was another game that was picking up at the time, so I didn't have the time to actually pick this one up. Maybe someday I will, but not right now. Best mobile game. Okay, well, I have all these ones. Apex Legends Mobile, Diablo Immortal, Genshin Impact, Marvel Snap, and Tower of Fantasy. I guess I'm just gonna go for Genshin Impact because I do still love the game, but the philosophies in that game have been very lopsided, in my opinion, especially with the whole excessive anxiety, worry, or concern, even though they already have built the game around said excessive anxiety and stuff like that. Like the whole game is built around FOMO. Like what are you talking about? Why even have gotcha, right? And such events that go away and don't really go on to like the what do you call it? The archives, right? You don't archive it for future stuff. You know what I mean? Like you're purposefully creating FOMO, and yet you're worried about excessive anxiety in that interview. Okay, well, but despite all that, I still really do like what it had to offer this year, like Sumeru and all that stuff. Danjiro has been really fun overall, you know, as part of the gameplay stuff. Again, it does contradict with the answers that were said in that infamous interview, but I'm just gonna go for that. But best community support, you see Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. I guess I'm just gonna go for Final Fantasy 14 because Apex Legends has done some questionable things. So I guess I'll just vote for this game just because I know friends who play it and stuff like that. Innovation and accessibility. This one's gonna be a little tough one. The only stuff I've seen on videos is, of course, Last of Us. I've seen that with Last of Us Part 2. I think that carried over to Part 1. If not, they improved upon it. Also with the Quarry, I think. But then again, Quarry, yes, while has accessible stuff, right? It already is a lot more accessible because it's just a point and click game. But there are like reaction-based stuff that you still have to kind of, be ready for. But obviously, with the accessibility options, I think it automatically does it for you. I think I could be wrong on that one, but I'm just gonna go for, I guess, Last of Us Part 1. Although actually, this game didn't need to come out and be remade again, so I'm just gonna go for the Quarry. That's my reasoning on it. Best VR/AR. Let me see. After the Fall, Among Us, Bone Lab, Moss, Book 2, and Red Matter 2. I know this game is gonna win, so I might as well vote for the game. Like, this is gonna, Among Us VR is gonna definitely win it. I know it, so I'd rather just vote for something just to give it a chance. Let's just go for Red Matter 2. I don't know, just something about it. Best action game. Okay, of course, Bayonetta 3. We have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Neon White, Sifu, and there is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. Okay, I feel like Sifu is going to win it somewhere, so I gotta give my love to Bayonetta 3 because, it's a good action series in general. Now, granted, I've not played Bayonetta 3 just yet. I will do that in December. I will try to give my time for Bayonetta 3 in December, just because I'm going into not only Sonic Frontiers but also with Pokemon, so I won't be able to have the adequate time for Bayonetta 3. So that was kind of hard to kind of try to fit into my current schedule of things. So that's why I'd rather do that for December, because I don't have anything else going on as much in December than I do in November / the end of October. But with that to the side, Bayonetta 3, I think there's my vote, just because I know Sifu is gonna win it somewhere else, so might as well kind of spread the love, or I try to spread the love. But yeah, best action / adventure game. Okay, pretty similar sort of format here with the game of the year. Pretty much the same except for Tunic. Okay. When it comes to action itself, I'm gonna give it to God of War, just cause something tells me that I'm pretty sure it has the good action. Although I've been hearing that some of the characters actually backseat you in like stuff, so that's a little shaky on that part. But I think it shouldn't take away from the quality of the action too much, I think, from what I've seen anyway. Alright, best role-playing game. Okay, so we have Elden Ring, Live Live, Pokemon Legends Arceus, of course. I played that one, and Triangle Strategy, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So I voted for this one, from Pokemon Legends Arceus, just because that's the one I played, but also I really like the base foundation, which is the whole like open worldy sort of format, where you actually like can simultaneously sort of run around, walk around, sneak around, whatever, and then throw Pokeballs at Pokemon. But also you can also battle as well, so it kind of like combines some interesting elements together to create a pretty fascinating result. And I think that deserves that itself of praise, because they're trying to do something new while keeping it still Pokemon, right? It's not really Pokemon if it's like completely different, otherwise it'll be like a complete spin-off like Pokemon Snap or something to that extent, you know what I mean? So, but Pokemon Legends Arceus I think was a really, really good concept, I say. A lot of rough edges for sure. It is pretty messy. You know, having it on the Switch and all, but it shouldn't take away from what they're trying and what my experience was like. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. I hope to see that improve in Scarlet Violet. That's coming up very soon. So that's why I get my vote here. Alright. Up next, of course, one of my favorite categories, I guess, for a lot of these awards, which is Best Fighting Game. Now, there has been a lot of controversy with this one just because there wasn't really a whole lot of fighting games out there. So this was kind of like picking off random parts of the cookie jar, and they got Sifu in here. But besides that, there is the NF Duel, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, All-Star Battle R, the remake, King of Fighters 15, of course, and there is Multiverses. Warner Brothers Multiverses. Let's just start with the NF Duel because I have played that one. I love the look of the game. It looks fantastic. The sound design is fantastic. The music is really cool. It really fits the atmosphere, of course. I think they really did a good job portraying these characters that come from a mobile game, a classic one at that, I guess. But it's unfortunate that they really have not done much else with it. It's really a damn shame because I really like the system. I like the characters. I like the design, the graphics, and art direction, and everything. But they're really not doing much with it. And not to mention the patch notes, what I've been seeing have been very much questionable by the community. And I just fell off from it just because they're really not doing much else with it. So, pretty unfortunate, but the core fighting game of it when it was first out was really fun. Granted that I did a lot of labbing and stuff like that, and a lot of the actual fighting with other players, but I like the system of it. The feel of it was really cool, but then the patch notes started to come out, thus changing the game quite a bit to the point where it is questionable as of right now. No DLC characters, no season pass, no expansion. That leaves it kind of drying up as we speak, unfortunately. Again, it's a damn shame because it was such a cool game and they're just not really doing much else with it. Just that's it looks like, unfortunately. JoJo's I haven't played that much, so I can't really say. King of Fighters, okay. I do want to give my love to it just because they've been really trying to get back into it and win fans back in a way. You know, fighting game fans. I think they deserve that praise. But unfortunately, as a video game, it's pretty dry. It's hard to call it a good video game, even though the core of it is really fun, because the story is just like whatever. The things you do to unlock stuff is just super mid, and everything else as a video game is pretty mid. But otherwise, the actual fighting game mechanics, the characters are pretty cool, the soundtrack and stuff like that. The love is definitely there for, you know, the online portion of it, the actual fighting and stuff like that. You know, so if you love KOF, this is still the one to pick up. But for when it comes to the rest of just gamers in general, it is definitely high and dry, unfortunately. You know, they couldn't just you know, make the arcade mode stuff and all that side of gaming fun for this one. But I like their philosophy overall, how they were promoting the game, how, you know, just overall how it came out on the very core side of things. Yes, the faults are definitely very apparent. So I did play it for a little bit, kind of similar with the NF Duel. I like the central essence of it, but the other stuff that kind of helps keep me going definitely fell short. You know, that's my sort of take on it. Multiverses. This one was kind of different, quite a bit different. You know, I did play this actually with my friend and a couple of my friends. We co-op together to play against opponents. That aspect is really fun. It's very accessible in that sense. I think they do things a lot right. When it comes to comparisons with Smash, because Smash is very awful on the offline or the online experience, excuse me. While the core is, it's Smash. How can you argue with that? But it's very much the essence of platform fighting, and of course that's the go-to. It's like the Coca-Cola, right, of that genre. And then now you have what appears to be the Pepsi of it, right? This is definitely competing with Smash. I think it has done a lot right with the netcode and stuff like that. It has been a little rough later on, but still better than Smash for sure. Smash Online, unfortunately, but that's how things are. The core essence of it is really fun. I do like this take on the platform fighting genre, and I like the choice of characters so far. But I do look forward to a certain character that has been in rumors to be coming into to multiverses, so maybe that is a way for me to come back. But when I was playing at the time, I like the central gameplay of it, but the grindiness of it does hold me back from like going super in on it, because it does take a long time to get characters, but it is there for you to do, I guess you can say. While multiverses, I think, does those parts right, at least to give you options or give you the opportunity to just play the game and unlock characters. So that's fine. Even with the new ones, you can still play the game and unlock those characters eventually, unless you want to shortcut your way with money. But I haven't really put money into it other than $5 because the battle pass was $5 at the time. But I think it's still there for me to come back to, especially once a certain character comes out. And I think it's overall a great competitor for Smash. And I think it does things right, especially the central stuff, including the online. Fighting is pretty fun. I like that they brought in the voice actors that are appropriate with the characters, especially with Kevin Conroy. May he rest in peace as Batman. He did a great job, being Batman again. There is Superman, of course, Wonder Woman. The choice of characters off the start were pretty cool. Tom and Jerry. You got Iron Giant in there, who I tried to main, but he's been kinda very shaky for me anyway when it comes to 2v2. Yeah, I know there's a lot to say for this category, especially with multiverses, but it is what it is. And then you have Sifu. This is the elephant in the room. When it comes to what is a fighting game, right? To me, a fighting game is a game where you play 1v1, right, with your opponent, right, in real life. And it's a PvP game. And it's in that sense, you have to have some sort of local combat mode, right? I don't think Sifu even has that. So this is just blatantly ignorant for them to put it in there, but they put them in there because there's really no other game, I guess, to really fit in there. There hasn't been too many fighting games, I guess, for this year to come out. But at least they could have done was sneak in what is it? Rumbleverse, right? Rumbleverse borrows a lot from fighting games when it comes to the mechanics and like the whole rock paper scissors thing. You gotta make the reads and stuff like that. That one has forced PvP with a lot more people, and I think that is more of a fighting game than this. Yes, it does have martial arts, it does have fighting, but this is more of an action adventure / action game, right? I think that is more appropriate. It should have just stayed in the action category. But to be here in the best fighting game category, I think it's just an ignorant take from the big journalists and whoever else is on that board. Just because it has literal fighting in there doesn't mean it's a fighting game. I mean, a long time ago, the definition of a fighting game was very all over the place. Like, I think Final Fight and games like that, what we call beat 'em ups today, were considered as fighting games just because the way it looked and stuff like that, it resembled Street Fighter in a way, and so that's why it was kind of just stuck in that category. And you know, you can argue, well, the Smash stuff isn't a fighting game. That's still going on, I guess, in some places, but that's very much filling in all those definitions, right? It's PvP, it's against another player. You're making all the reads, you're making all those, you know, decisions in like you would in a fighting game. The essence of a fighting game, like you see in Street Fighter, do carry on in Smash. The end goal is that, yes, you are knocking your opponent off the platform, right? Thus calling it a platform fighter. But in essence, it's still a fighting game. But Sifu doesn't have any of that. You're just fighting computers, right? Just like any other action game. So in that sense, Devil May Cry is a fighting game, right? So Bayonetta, that's a fighting game. You know, that's silly. That's absolutely silly. So this is like the controversial thing that's going on with this Game Awards this time around. But I'm going to go ahead, and I know I took way too long on the fighting game stuff, but I am passionate about fighting games. I have a bias for it, so you're going to have to work with me here. So King of Fighters, I'm going to give it just because I really liked what they're really trying to go for. But I wouldn't be so opposed for Multiverses to actually take this one for this time around. So that's my personal sort of bias anyway. All right, best family game. Okay, we have Kirby Forgotten Land, Lego Star Wars, Skywalker Saga, Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Nintendo Switch Sports, and Splatoon 3. Okay. I think when it comes to family game, I don't think Splatoon should be in here because it's more oriented as a shooter, like an online shooter that happens to be family friendly, right? But you can't really play with your family, so to say, like on a couch or anything like that. Maybe like co-op stuff, like two players, right? I think when it comes to this stuff, but I guess then again, see if it says family play, but does Mario Rabbids have family play, family co-op, or couch co-op? I don't know. And what about Kirby? I think that's single player, right? I don't know about Star Wars. All I remember from Star Wars was the combo system that was unintentional but very much existent in the in that Lego game. It's pretty funny. But you know what? I'm going to just give it to Switch Sports because that's the one I actually played. And it's very much in essence, it's still a local game that you can play with your family. You know, that's what it was, or how it was with the Nintendo Wii. It was a family console, and that is still carrying that essence, very much so. I think this is that's the family game of the year. All right, best sim or strategy. Okay, this is where it's appropriate, right? Mario, because I know it's a tactical RPG. Yes. Dune. Dune. Spice Wars. I know that's from the movie. Total War. Warhammer 3. 2 Point Campus. Victoria 3. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and give it to Mario, I guess, because I did play the previous game, which I know was pretty good, decent fun. Didn't finish it just because there were other things that I kind of just got occupied with. Kind of happens, but out of all these ones, I'll just pick Mario just because. Sports/racing. Okay, so we got F1 22, FIFA 23, NBA 2K 23, Gran Turismo 7, Ollie World. I'm just gonna pick Gran Turismo 7 because I have a bias for racing games, cars. I'm a car guy, right? Still, you know, I still consider that. And Gran Turismo, right? I know there has been controversy with this one, with the microtransactions and everything, but it still has a core racing game that I do like. While yes, you can argue about the graphics and stuff like that. You can argue about a lot of things with this game, but that's just my personal bias. That's the only game I played, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pick GT7. Okay, best multiplayer. Okay, that's definitely, I can see all these ones. I think honestly, this should have been a family game. I don't know. You can definitely play that with your family. I think, right? So brothers and sisters and all that stuff. Let's see. So best multiplayer, you have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Multiverses, Overwatch 2, Splatoon 3, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. I'm gonna go ahead and vote for Multiverses because I think it really deserves it here out of all these ones. I would pick Splatoon 3 next just because it got everything now right, especially with, joining up with your friends. They finally got that part right. But that was something that should have been there in the beginning. So that's like, of course that should have been there, right? So Overwatch 2, that's very controversial because the Battle Pass is really, really bad, to put it nicely. It's because your weeklies don't stack up like in Apex Legends. You have to get the character at level 55 if you're planning to go to the free-to-play route. And not to mention the fact that they locked the character behind a battle pass, and you have to go deep into it. It's like that's like 2.5, but that's really messed up. I think no other games do that, right? League of Legends, even League of Legends don't do that. Apex Legends, of course, don't do that. All those other hero-esque games, I don't think do that much, right? And yet with Overwatch 2, they're going ahead and doing that. Especially with the next one with Ramatra, right? Absolutely locked behind the battle pass, and you can't even play him until you unlock him at level 55, or if you want to unlock him at level 4, you have to pay for $10, right? You gotta give some money. It's pretty problematic. I don't know why they're doing this. I think they really need to change that. I think they need to just stick with cosmetics as a way to monetize the game, and not actual gameplay mechanical stuff behind that sort of stuff. I think that's pretty messed up. That really makes players like me, fall off potentially. The core gameplay is still fun. It's Overwatch. It's the same exact thing. The only thing that's overhauled, really, in my eyes, is the shop. So all those cosmetics that you were able to get previously for free because of loot boxes are now, all of them are locked behind real money. So that itself needs to get an overhaul. I think some of those cosmetics need to be locked behind challenges, so that way you have players given a reason to play the game more. I think have fun with it, especially with the blue level loot. Why? It's just, at least have the blue loot be tied to challenges, and then you have the gold loot be wherever else, right? Real money, challenges, of course the battle pass, right? Yeah, stuff. At least with the multiverses, you can unlock all the characters anytime you want if you are willing to put a lot of time into it. You're rewarded for that. Modern Warfare 2, I've heard good things about it, but there are some outright bad things as well, like the gun grinding. You have to unlock this gun by playing with this gun. It's like, what? You know what I mean? They're not in separate trees. They're all interconnected in a way, from what I've been hearing. So that's weird to me. Ninja Turtles, I haven't played it, so I can't really say much. Alright, Content Creator of the Year. This one's kind of a strange one too. Carl Jacobs, Ludwig, Nebellion, Nobrew, and QT Cinderella. I would vote for either Ludwig or Nebellion. It is kind of strange to see Nebellion because Nebellion just did news exclusively. I don't think any news content, or I guess news account or whatever I'm gonna call it, has ever made into here. But I feel like they just stuck in Nebellion because of the bias, right? It's kind of like that the Hideo Kojima thing, right, with Jeff Keighley. I think this is very biased, but I get it, right? Nebellion provided a good distribution of news, but wasn't given rewarded for it, right? Wasn't monetized, and that's why Nebellion tried to, make a Patreon about it. couldn't do it successfully, and is very much concerned about Elon Musk. I get it. I get it. On top of real life issues and with work, actual work. I hope Rebellion gets something someday to be able to do what they love, but right now we haven't heard anything else besides Rebellion quitting, and it kind of sucks to see that, because I went to Rebellion a lot for news, and that's how we operated the Hypecast a lot, was getting all the really nice TLDRs from Rebellion. You know, no bias, no, it wasn't like horribly biased or anything like that. Let's just put it that way. And it was just nice to read. I think. I hope Rebellion gets picked up by somebody to at least be able to be given the opportunity to do game journalism and be paid for it, you know. Hopefully they'll let him do their thing, and I think that's all there is to it. Ludwig, I would put him up there too, because for the stuff I've been seeing, not that I've actively watched him or anything like that, but from all the clips and stuff like that, yeah, it seems to make good points, right? I even watched some of Ludwig through Asmongold and stuff like that, so. I know he is very good at what he does, you know, on top of being a content creator and all. Helps out with the Smash community, of course, so there is that as well. I don't know. I mean, it would, like, Rebellion, kind of weird to see, if I'm going to be honest, but I get it. I get it. Indeed had some sort of impact in the community, so I guess in that sense deserves a spot here to be nominated at least. However, then would that mean all the other like Twitter accounts that do very similar things with Rebellion, like Rebellion, are gonna be on here too? I don't know, right? Because I feel like Rebellion was just on here just because of what happened recently, right? Now all of a sudden, someone like Rebellion is on here instead of before. So I think it says a bit of that bias / virtual signaling almost, but I get it. Again, I get it. You know, it's very respectful, I guess, in that sense. However, I'm gonna go with Ludwig just because I think, you know, is a content creator that has been doing pretty good. You know, otherwise I'm not familiar with all these other names anyway. So besides Rebellion, No Brew, Cinderella, Carl Jacobs, I don't know those people. Rebellion, Ludwig, those are the only ones I know, but I can only vote for one. Best debut indie, okay. There's Neon White, Norco, Stray, Tunic, and Vampire Saviors. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and vote for Tunic because I believe I already voted for Stray somewhere, so why not? Best adaptation. Ooh. Oh, this is tough. I have actually not seen this one until now. Arcane, League of Legends, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Cuphead, the Cuphead Show, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Uncharted. Oh man. Oh. This is, well, two of them are tough for me because there's Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and then there's Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Both of them have their flaws. Cyberpunk was very spastic, and it like jumped to a lot of things without really expanding upon elements that deserve time, like some of the characters, right? Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the, you know, Sonic and the others were great. The human elements were throwaway stuff, right? That could have been thrown into the deleted scenes, but I guess for the sake of filling in time, they threw them in there for this time around. But I like the movie. I very much enjoyed it. So this one is gonna be tough for me to kind of pick and choose. In this case, definitely. But I think I am going to be giving. Oh man, Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I think they hit all the fan service notes just right. The soundtrack was great. The essence of Cyberpunk was there. The weapons, the action, the animation was great. The voice acting and performances were great. Everything. There's a reason why, despite the pacing, still left us pretty much sad, or how we felt by the end of it, right? I think it did a good job in that department. When it comes to Sonic the Hedgehog 2, there were some fan service that it missed out on, like the music. Like, what in the hell, man? They had the opportunity to blast Eggman's theme when he was, walking with the robot, right? But it was just Pantera. I was like, what the fuck? Why that one? But even like throughout the movie, there was barely any Sonic soundtrack at all, man. That's such a damn shame. So I'm gonna give Cyberpunk Runners the best adaptation vote for that one. Most anticipated game, I'm gonna definitely give that to Final Fantasy 16. While yes, there is Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4, Starfield, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I'm definitely very much liking how the game is coming out. That's what I can definitely say about that. We haven't seen too much on Legend of Zelda other than some gameplay stuff and the name, of course. So while I do want to be excited for this Legend of Zelda, I think I'm going to give my anticipation thing more towards 16 here. I think they did a very good job creating that excitement. Oh, here's the best esports event. I'm going to give it to Evo just because I'm biased towards fighting games and stuff like that. So I'm going to give it that one. Meanwhile, you have League of Legends World Championship, PGL, Mid-Season Invitational, Valorant Champions. Okay. So I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all we can do. So that is all we got for this year's Game Awards nominations. What do you guys vote for? Let me know in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to get Game of the Year, or who, all that stuff. Leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out, and I do appreciate it. So this has been my time with the nominations and me voting and stuff like that. I know this is going to be a pretty long video, but it is what it is. So again, thank you very much. I want to see those comments in the section below. What do you guys think? And do you agree, disagree? And what are your votes for this year's Game Awards? Yeah. So again, this has been so again, thank you very much. I'll see you all in the next video. Sean out.